All right, we're going to go through some examples of um, simplifying terms using the rules of exponents. So the biggest thing, the key to this is to just recognize the composition. Um, we want to make sure we apply the correct properties or rules of exponents, and that's going to be determined by composition. So for each problem, we want to make sure we're dealing with factors. So look at problem A, and we'll break its composition down. So this is just one term. So we notice the parentheses here and these outside power. So it looks like inside we have one single term to a power. So the property that tells us to apply the outside power of 3 to every factor in the term. So we have a factor of a to the fourth. And we're going to apply the outside power of 3 to that. Then we have a factor of a cubed. So we're going to apply the outside power to that. So now when we look at what we have just factors to a power. So here's where we're just going to multiply exponents and keep track of each of those factors. So now we're going to have a factor of a to the 12th. So we're multiplying those exponents. We have another factor over here, a cubed to the third multiplying, we would have a to the 9th. And now we're just multiplying common base. So all the outside powers are gone. We're multiplying common base, we just add up the exponents. This would be a factor of a to the 12 plus 9 or 21st power. So again, B, before we do anything, we want to look at composition. This is just one term again, so everything is just factors. But we notice our parentheses and outside powers. So we have two groups with outside powers. So this is just a factor to a power, so I'm going to keep track of that. We're going to take and multiply those exponents. This will give me a factor of a to the 3 times 3 or 9. And then this factor over here, a to the 4th squared, we multiply exponents, that'd be a to the 8th. So now again, we have just common base exponents, so we'll add those exponents, a to the 9 plus 8 or 17th power. So just reading composition, usually it's a good idea to apply outside powers first, but we could apply the rules in a different order. If you look at A again, and maybe you noticed this from before, if I look at the composition of the inside, so we got the grouped and the outside power, but if you look inside, we notice the term contains common factors of A. So we could simplify inside first and just keep track of this outside power. A to the 4th times a to the 3rd is the same as a to the 7th power. We could simplify inside because they're common factors and then apply the outside power, giving us a to the 7 times 3 or 21st. So there is more than one way we could use these rules. We don't have to apply them in the same order all the time, but we just need to apply them to the correct instance or the correct composition. All right, so let's look at this next problem. Here we have again, this is a fraction, it's a single term, so everything in this is represented by factors. So in the numerator, you notice we have a grouping, and we have an outside power again, and inside we have two factors, which is just one term. So I'm going to rewrite this numerator. I'm going to apply that outside power, and as I do it, I'm just going to multiply exponents. So c to the 4th raised to the 3rd power would end up being c to the 12th power. Apply the power of 3 to d to the 5th, multiplying exponents, that'd be d to the 15th power. And then c squared in the denominator and d cubed in the denominator. So now the outside powers are gone. I have individual factors in a quotient, in a fraction. So what we're going to do is cancel and use the powers to keep track of factors that are left. So we're canceling fractional factors of 1. So we have c squared and c to the 12th. So both of these factors of c in the denominator will cancel, leaving 10 factors of c in the numerator. The same thing with the d's. I have 3d factors in the denominator. All those will cancel, leaving 12 factors of d in the numerator. So we can just write our answer here. We have c to the 10th times d to the 12th. Both factors are in the numerator. The denominator is just left with a factor of 1, so we don't need to write that. Right, so when we apply the outside power, we're always going to be multiplying exponents. So we just did that in one step. Now the last two problems here, they look different, but they really are the same thing. This is just one term. And again, the grouping, the parentheses, and we have this outside power. Inside the parentheses is just a single term. It has fractional factors, but it's just a single term. So again, we're just going to apply the outside power to every factor in the term. So now we just need to keep track of the factors in the fraction. So we'd have x to the third power on top, and then the factor of 7 in the denominator is raised to the third power. So that'd be 7 to the third. So we could simplify this x to the third over 7 to the third. 7 times 7 is 49, times 7 is 343. So again, a term can be fractional. We just, again, apply the power to every factor. So we see the same thing in the next problem. This is just one term, but it's grouped, and we have this outside power. Inside is just a single term. This is the whole expression, the whole fraction is just a single term. So we're going to apply the outside power of 4 to every factor in this term. So we'll keep track of that. I'll actually write this one out. The factor of 2 in the numerator needs to be raised to the fourth power. The factor of x cubed in the numerator needs to be raised to the fourth power. In the denominator, we have a factor of 3. So we have that factor of 3, and we need to raise it to the fourth power. And then we have a factor of y squared, and that factor needs to be raised to the fourth power. So we did apply the power to every factor. So the outside power, we applied the power to every factor. So now when we simplify, we have a fraction 2 to the fourth would be 16, 2, 4, 8, 16. X cubed to the fourth, we're multiplying exponents. This would be x to the 12th. In the denominator, we have 3 to the fourth, which is the same as 3 squared times 3 squared, or 9 times 9, 81. And then y squared to the fourth, multiplying exponents, would be y to the 8th. Okay.